Hello, everyone. Welcome to Catherine's ESL classroom. In today's lesson, I'm going to have a surprise for you. We are going to have the Simpsons style verb tense review. Now, I do have some lessons on verb tenses, actually several of them, and one of them in particular is very in-depth knowledge. But this one is a very simplistic one, just reviewing the verb tenses in the past, in the future, and in the present tense, which is our gift for today. So let's get started and have some fun. Woo, did you like that one? That's a great opening, right? So welcome again, everyone. How are you doing? I'm doing fabulously. I hope you're doing fabulous too. So today's lesson, do you remember? The past, present, and future. What we're going to do at the Simpsons style, the verb tense review. Okay, so here are some functions and some examples, just in case you forgot. So remember, the function of the present simple verb tense is we use them for facts, generalizations, and sometimes truths not affected by time in general. An example would be, she writes a lot of papers for her classes. Now, what's the function of the present continuous? Does anyone remember? That's right. It describes currently an ongoing action, and it's typically temporarily. Okay, so an example would be, she is writing a paper for her class. You notice the ing? That's right. Now, what's the function of the past simple? Now, there are regular verbs and there are irregular verbs. This one is going to be on the irregular one. But do you remember the function of the past simple? That's right, events completed in the past. How about an example? She wrote the papers for all of her classes last month. You see, wrote is the irregular past simple verb for to write. Does anyone remember the function of the past continuous? That's correct. It describes ongoing past events, often in relation to another event. For example, she was writing a paper for her class. You notice the past tense was and the continuous with the ing conjugating the verb to write. What about the function of future? That's right. Do you remember now? Events to be completed in the future. So we use will with our verbs. She will write papers for her classes next school year. Okay, so how did we do here? Great. Let's do a little bit more reviewing just before we do our little test. Okay, remember Simpsons style. Okay, so we're going to review the affirmative. Do you remember what affirmative is? That's right, the positive. And we have our negative, and then we have interrogative. What's interrogative? Remember the questions? That's right. This is a fancy term, right? So think of interrogate. Remember interrogation? Interrogative. I know they kind of sound different. Interrogative, think of interrogation as we are interrogating. We are asking questions. Okay, so what's the affirmative present simple? Do you remember? Okay, so we're going to use the verb to play. Okay, I play, he plays. Are you repeating after me? Good job. what's the negative present simple if we're going to conjugate to play? I don't play. He doesn't play. Do you remember what don't means? Do you remember? Do not. That's right. How about doesn't? That's right. Does not. All right. Great job. Now, what's the interrogative or interrogation? Remember, the questions we are interrogating just like a detective does. So if we're going to use and conjugate to play, what would be the present simple interrogative? That's right. Do you play? Does he play? Does this sound familiar to you now? Is this too easy or just right? All right, let's keep continuing. What about the affirmative of present continuous, where we conjugate the infinitive to play? That's right. I am playing. You are playing. He is playing. Are you repeating after me or speaking with me? All right, I love it. Now, what is the negative of present continuous conjugating the infinitive to play? That's right. I'm not playing. You aren't playing. He isn't playing. Okay, so I'm is I am. Aren't is are not. Isn't, it is not. Let's just repeat this one again. I'm not playing. You aren't playing. He isn't playing. All right, fantastic. Now, what's the interrogative or the question for present continuous conjugating the infinitive to play? That's correct. Am I playing? Are you playing? Is he playing? So how are you doing so far? Fantastic. And if not, just pause it and just keep listening and practicing. Now, what's the affirmative of the past simple? This would be regular verbs conjugating to play. Remember, affirmative, the positive of past simple. That's right. I played. He played. Now, what's the negative of the past simple conjugating the infinitive to play? That's right. I didn't play. He didn't play. Okay, didn't. What does that mean? That's right. Did not. Let's just practice this. I didn't play. He didn't play. Fantastic. Now, what's the interrogative conjugating to play past simple? Whew, that's a lot, right? Did you play? Did he play? Fantastic. Now, what's the affirmative conjugating the infinitive to play of past continuous? That's right. I was playing. You were playing. He was playing. All right. What's the negative conjugating to play the infinitive and change it to past continuous? What is it? I wasn't playing. You weren't playing. He wasn't playing. Whew, that was a lot, right? I wasn't playing. What is wasn't? That's right, was not. What is weren't? That's right, were not. All right. Now, the interrogative to play, past continuous, is was I playing? Were you playing? Was he playing? All right, now we're going to the future tense. We're going to do the affirmative, the negative, and the interrogative. Come on, we're going to do it together. The affirmative is, that's right, I will play. He will play. How about the negative? I won't play. He won't play. Won't means, that's right, will not. So won't is like the irregular of the future. Will, to play. That's a lot, right? How about the interrogative, the question? That's right. Will you play? Will he play? So how'd you do so far? All right, let's move on and have some fun. Okay. Now, you're going to help me click the correct answer, right? Now, would it be, I usually go skating? I usually went skating. I usually will go skating. Okay, give you a hint. What is skating? Would that be continuous? I think so. That's right. I usually go skating. So, right? This is the present continuous. Okay. Now I'll give you a hint. What is Homer looking at? What is this? Crystal ball, right? Homer, you blank a son. Homer, you have a son. Homer, you had a son. Homer, you will have a son. Now, what happens when you're looking at a crystal ball? You're thinking about the future, right? That's right. Homer, that's right, you will have a son. Okay, now, what is this a picture of? You're thinking, right? You're thinking. I blank basketball yesterday. I play basketball yesterday. I played basketball yesterday. I will play basketball yesterday. Now, you're thinking about it, but here's the hint. Yesterday. So what verb tense would that be? That's correct. It happened in the past. Okay, here's another one we're thinking. It's in our head, but it happened when? That's right, last year. Okay, my dad blank in New York last year. My dad is in New York last year. My dad was in New York last year. My dad will be in New York last year. Now think about the clue words. It happened when? That's right, last year. So what does that mean? What verb tense would that be? That's right, in the past tense. My dad was in New York last year. Okay, this is a tough word. What instrument is this? That's right, a saxophone. She often blank the saxophone. She often plays the saxophone. She often played the saxophone. She often will play the saxophone. All right. There's a clue word in the sentence. Which one is it? That's right, often. We can say often or we can say often, okay? She often, what happens? When we often do something, does it happen in the past? Does it happen in the present? Does it happen in the future? It's kind of a generalization, right? Remember the generalization? She often plays the saxophone. That's the present tense, okay? Uh-oh, Homer's looking at a crystal ball again. Homer, you blank a beautiful girl. What happens when you're looking at a crystal ball? That's right, you're looking at the future. Homer, you meet a beautiful girl. Homer, you met a beautiful girl. Homer, you will meet a beautiful girl. What happens if we use the future? Because we're thinking about it. We're seeing it in the crystal ball. It's supposed to happen in the future. So which verb tense is this? Homer, you will meet a beautiful girl. I think I'm giving them away, right? I just want you to do very well. Okay. I blank Marge many years ago. Okay. What are the clue words here? When did it happen? That's right, many years ago. So what happens when it's many years ago? Did it happen in the past, the present, or the future? I meet Marge many years ago. I met Marge many years ago. I will meet Marge many years ago. A lot of M's here, tongue twister here. That's right. I met Marge many years ago. It happened in the past. Okay. Look like we're thinking again. Lisa blank a book when I arrived home. This is going to be a little tricky. I can't wait. All right. Lisa is reading a book when I arrived home. Lisa was reading a book when I arrived home. Lisa will be reading a book when I arrived home. Okay, I'll give you a clue. What is the verb, the second verb in this sentence? Lisa blanked a book when I arrived home. That's correct. The second verb here is arrive. Now, is arrived in the past tense, the present tense, or the future tense? Correct. That's the past tense. So what tense would we be using here? Okay. We all know this is continuous, right? But it has to match, right? You remember it has to match? That's right. It has to match the tense here, arrived. So what continuous tense would it be? That's correct. Was reading. That's the past continuous. You're doing great. Okay. In this photo, we blank at the beach on vacation last year. Okay. When did this happen? Correct. Last year. So if it happened last year, when did it happen? In the past, the present, or the future? Okay. In this photo, we were dancing at the beach on vacation last year. In this photo, we are dancing at the beach on vacation last year. In this photo, we will be dancing at the beach on vacation last year. When did it happen? Last year, right? So did it happen in the past, present, or future? Woohoo! You're doing great. Okay. I blank at school last Monday. When did this happen? Last Monday. So is it the past tense, the present tense, or the future tense? I am at school last Monday. I was at school last Monday. I will be at school last Monday. Which one? All right, you're doing fabulous. I'm so proud of you. Okay. My mom blank pancakes every Sunday. Okay, when does this happen? Or when did it happen? It happens every Sunday. So which tense do we use if it happens every Sunday? Okay, my mom cooks pancakes every Sunday. My mom cooked pancakes every Sunday. My mom will cook pancakes every Sunday. It's the same thing as often. Remember, my mom, that's right, cooks. Woohoo! Uh-oh, he's thinking. Now, he's thinking he wants to be strong. Did I give it away? Okay. I am a strong man. I was a strong man. I will be a strong man. Now, if you're thinking you want to be a strong man, what tense would that be? That's correct. Future tense. Woohoo! Okay. My dad blanked when my mom kissed him. What was dad doing? My dad is cooking when my mom kissed him. My dad was cooking when my mom kissed him. My dad will be cooking when my mom kissed him. Hint, hint. What tense is kissed? That's right, it's past tense. So what do we use? That's right, was cooking, past continuous. I blank right now. I am cycling right now. I was cycling right now. I will cycle right now. When is this happening? In the past, present, or future? Now, right now. So that's right. I am cycling right now. Present continuous. What's happening here? Fantastic job. I'm so proud of everyone. Woohoo, everyone. Well, thank you for joining the Simpsons verb tense review. Tell me how you did in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Well, thank you, everyone, and have a fabulous Simpson day.